And good Monday evening to everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Goat Locker Racing Network here. We're with the Magic Manzo Street Stock Series here tonight. This is the Spoken Sam Motorsports 75 from the Bull Ring in Las Vegas. This will be the second time we've actually caught a race here. We were talking about this a little bit pre-race. This is a cool little track, Jamie, and I think we were here with some super late models about a month or so ago. And I don't think either one of us has ever raced on this track, but it looks like a fun track.
It does, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of beating and banging. I think that's just going to be the nature of this track. It's almost like a smaller banked Martinsville.
Hmm.
You're going to be close. There's going to be contact. There's no way to really avoid that. We've got some rule changes in this series this week that is going to be interesting to see how that plays out for these guys tonight. No longer are they getting two fast repairs. They're cut down to one, and two EOLs is going to show you the door. So we will see how that affects the racing. If people maybe calm down a little bit and think about what they're doing a little more than they have in the past, hopefully it cleans things up.
Yeah, I absolutely, and I think the series commissioners made the right decision there. For those who tune in and watch some of it, they tend to get a little caution filled. I mean, it is street stocks and it is a little bit of a developmental series, but you kind of tighten the reins a little bit. Don't give them so much rope. So with the taking away one of those fast repairs, you really got to focus a little bit more on taking care of your car. You don't have that free car sitting in the pits that you could just get fixed up and get back out there. And then I think they made a great move in the you get two into the lines, you cause two wrecks, whatever the case may be, and it's probably time to park it for the night.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not to deter racing or deter guys from having fun. I think it's really just to make them uh, slow down and think about what they're doing a little bit and make better decisions. As far as speed goes, I mean, we've probably seen a lot of improvements
Hmm.
over the course of the season. You've seen a lot of guys that were maybe struggling in the back at the beginning have now started becoming competitive as far as their lap times goes. But I just don't think we've seen a big jump
Hmm.
in decision making.
Yeah,
We'll call that, and I think this new rules are gonna help them with that. It's gonna
yeah,
force them to one way or the other, because either they're gonna clean it up or they're gonna find their night shortened.
very true. As the cars are now underway behind the pace car, we'll get through our starting lineup here tonight. Cody Bayham, our series points leader, takes the pole here this evening with a lap time of 16.239. To his outside is Josh the Jet Oswald at number 17. Starting third is Sam Wetstein from Extreme Motorsports in the number 98. To his outside, Tyler Rice in that number 6 machine. Starting fifth is going to be Travis Beaver in the 114. And to his outside is going to be Colton Lanford from Lanford Nation in the number 25 car. We'll talk about his special paint scheme tonight a little bit later on. Dave Jones in the number 10 car is going to be starting seventh. And then starting eighth is going to be Nick Schaefer in that 69 car, Jamie.
Yeah, starting ninth is the number 9, Mike Vaith. His outside starting 10, number 68 of Keith Lichtenwalner. Starting 11th, number 64 of Matt Knights, followed by the number 39 of Mikey Keller. And Phil the Hitman Manzo, Gene Watkinson, and rounding out the field at number 55, Charlie Gates. And we're underway here at the Bull Ring.
We just got it in the nick of time. And Cody Bayham out to the front here in the number 78 machine. Right behind it is going to be Josh the Jet Oswald in that number 17. As we're going to see some of these cars take some different lines through these corners, but I really think that low line is going to be the place to go here in the Bull Ring.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the preferred line, but I do think you can make some money on the outside here. As we see the 111 of Gene Watkinson gets loose and spins in the middle of 1 and 2, but does not bring out a caution at this point.
Oh, and Dave Jones has now crashed, and so the caution is out. We'll go back and take a look at what happened to Dave Jones. We'll first go back and look at Gene Watkinson on his self spin here. See him at the back of the pack, and not sure what's going on with him here. And as he heads down into the corner, the back end of the car just steps out. It was a strange set of events. He really didn't get going on the start either. So let's take a look at what happened to Dave Jones as he's about mid pack right here. You're going to see him go down into the corner in the 69 car. Kind of run down in there, and then he just loses it coming off the corner. And then down into the inside wall.
After the caution came out, the number 9 of Mike Vaith got loose and spun off a 2, and he collected the 68 of Keith Lichtenwalner, who was not able to get by. Looks like he picked
Oh,
up some damage from that as well.
yeah, as we catch that one as well. Yeah, Mike Faith just gets that car turned around and no place to go for the 79 car, I believe that was, or 68 car, Keith Lichtenwalder. So, a couple accidents here to start this thing off, but they'll get everything sorted back out here, and Cody Bam is caught up to the pace car, so we will get them stacked back up and try it again. It is a cool looking track for sure. It definitely has that, that local Saturday night type racing feel to it. Just with the way the walls are painted with the red and white, just the compact and open infield there. It's a pretty cool looking track for sure.
Yeah, isn't this where the Bushes got started? Wasn't this like their main track that they ran at?
Yeah, both of them being from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is one of those up and feeder tracks to some of the bigger series. So I'm sure both Bush brothers have turned a lot of laps here and probably won a lot of races here at the Bull Ring. As that pace car turns off into the infield, and Colton Lanford all of a sudden comes up and gets into the side of Tyler Rice. We got some stack up back through the field, and some of the field went, some of the field didn't go. Not really sure what happened back through the field there, but it really spaced everybody out at this point in time.
Yeah, it sure did, and
just a strange set of events there again. We have completed 9 laps of our scheduled 75 here this evening in the Smokin' Sam Motorsports 75. One caution so far here for a couple self spins, that end up collecting a couple of, and Gene Watkinson is down on the inside again and spun around. We'll go back and take a look at what happened to Gene Watkinson, but for the second time, he has brought out the caution here tonight. And again, I'm not really sure why Colton Lanford came up, and that was just a very, very strange set of events there. Let's go back and take a look here, and we'll see once again, Gene Watkinson is at the back of the pack, kind of a little off pace here. Goes down into the corner, and that car snaps around on him again. He is just having all kinds of problems with the track here tonight.
Tough night. Tried himself on twice in the first 10 laps.
Yeah, tries to get that car pointed in the right direction. Luckily enough, sees the field coming and just leaves it parked there. So we'll head back up front here. We'll stack them up one more time.
Got a nice little crowd in the stream tonight. We got our boss man Magic Mike's in the house.
Oh boy.
Brandon Wallace, Charles Stevens, Mama Ellingson, apparently ×2. I was told there's 2 Mama Ellingsons tonight. And then I'm seeing maybe it's actually Papa Ellingson.
Ah, rock and roll.
Then, Deviant Alley's in here tonight. He's been hanging out with us quite a bit here lately, so always glad to see these guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Jamie was bragging on Charles Stevens Jr. a little bit before the races. We were
supposed to tell him.
reluctantly recapping what happened at Martinsville last night, but always enjoy racing around him, man. Just a good, clean racer with a good head on his shoulders for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the only racing around him was the only time I enjoyed last night. So.
Again, like I said, reluctantly recapping what happened. Well, we always appreciate everybody that comes out and tunes into our broadcast. We have a lot of fun with it, obviously, and we have a lot of fun with the different series. And the Street Stock series is a lot of fun to watch, and to watch these guys get out here and race. So hopefully this time around we can kind of get this restart cleaned up a little bit, not have the stack-ups we did before, and get this thing under green, and then hopefully Gene Watkinson has got that car figured out, and keep it pointed in the right direction this time.
Yeah. And we got a Brian Brogan sighting. Nice to always see our Brogan out here.
And Cody
Cody
Babe gets
Babe,
a good start, but the Jet gets that
three
car.
wide.
Oh my goodness, gets that car powered up. Colton Lanford sends it in there, able to hold that line and moves himself up into 5th position. And the Jet still sticks the nose underneath Cody Babe, going down into 3, and it's a drag race off of 4th.
And Nick Schaefer, well, he's gonna. Looks like he's gonna. Oh!
Travis Beaver gets loose. So we got some guys definitely have some issues here tonight.
For the lead. Josh the Jet just took that 17 car to the front.
Colton Lanford having some issues there. We'll have to keep an eye on him. And yeah, we do have a pass for the lead now as the Jet has taken control of this. And now we see that 98 car of Sam Wetstein being able to work his way towards the front as well.
And the 10 of Dave Jones is around in the middle of 3 and 4. Brings out the caution one more time.
Dave, too many White Castles before the race tonight. We'll go back and take a look at what happened to it. He's going to be able to get that car going before he goes a lap down. Maybe he's got to get that thing going. We'll take a look here. We'll see Dave Jones again. Once again, mid-pack, kind of all by himself here. Sends it off into turn 3. Checks up not to get into the back of the 114 and spins that car around. So another tough break here for the White Castle car. And Dave Jones from Salty Dog Motorsports.
Yeah, too many White Castles. His fingers are all greasy. Can't grip the wheel.
It happens. I mean, it happens to the best of us. Sometimes you just you get wrapped up in the moment. You don't realize that you've eaten 8 White Castles and a bag of onion rings, and you're just all greasy and fat and, well, quite honestly, happy. We've all been there. Don't food shame me. Now, my wife doesn't like me after I have White Castle, but, that happens as well.
All right, well, we got a question here from Deviant Alley. He wants to know, why is a dog salty and how do they know it's salty?
Well, those are 2 great questions, quite honestly. Well, it depends on if you take it literally or figuratively. So if you take it literally, I mean, you literally have to taste the dog to see if it was salty. I don't think anybody's doing that. But if you take it figuratively and say the dog is salty, which means it's got a bad attitude, just a little grumpy, then you would know because you would see it in its attitude. So that, my friends, is how you know a dog is salty. They just got a bad attitude.
Great answer to a great question. That's why I posed it to you. I figured you'd come up with something good. So good job on that.
I could BS my way through anything. It's a skill. It's a skill.
And here we go again with beating and banging on the restarts here. I don't know why that continues to happen, but so far they get away cleanly. Got the 39 of Mikey Keller was down to the inside again, but he's straightened out and going again.
Oh, yeah. Here goes Bieber. Here goes Tyler Rice.
Schaefer just turned. Not sure if was that Bieber that he turned.
Yeah, I saw Bieber go around there for sure.
He got to the back of somebody, and that's turned him.
And Tyler Rice got in the middle of that mix as well. Looks like everybody got their cars pointed in the right direction here, but we are back under caution one more time. We'll take a look at from Nick Schaefer's point of view here. We're going to see as these cars dive off into the corner, everybody, and the 69 gets into the back of the 6. And Travis Beaver has nowhere to go at that point in time, and those cars all get tangled up. We are under caution one more time here this evening. In my time, I've been put on the spot so many times. You just got to come up with something quick. You got to shoot from the hip, man. You got to shoot from the hip. They did that to us on a few different occasions at the Naval War College when I went to the Senior Enlisted Academy, and Yeah, they called it impromptu speaking, and it was like walking into a I don't know, like a death trap, because there's 100 and something of you sitting in this room, and you never know when your name was going to get called or what your topic was going to be. So everybody's just sitting in there like, please don't call me, and then you get called and you got to go down on stage, and they can just you've got 3 minutes to talk about some random topic in front of 100 of your peers.
Mm.
Nerve wracking.
Uh, sounds like initiation all over again.
I don't ever want to do that again. Nope.
Riding entertainment.
Yes. Maybe that's what it was. Never thought of it that way, Jamie. All right, as we get back to racing here, we can swap Navy stories some other time. Josh Jet Oswald is back out to the lead here, and we are back underway. Now Colton Lanford has moved himself up into 4th position. Sam Wetstein still having a good night here tonight and solidly in 3rd position. A lot of side-by-side battles all throughout the field. We're single file or double file for the first 10 spots here. The 2 leaders continue to battle it out. Oh, gosh, darn, Colton, you keep sending it like that.
He's sending it like that, and he's blinking too. So it's and there he goes again.
He's making me nervous.
Yes, I mean that is an issue there for Matt Knights that was right behind him, and Tyler Rice.
As we continue to watch these 2 leaders battle it out, Cody Boehm has not given up on that outside line, and the Jet continues to work the inside. And this time he's clear as Cody Boehm gets a little bit loose there. So now our top 3 drivers are running single file, and the battle is still going on back there for 4th and 5th place. As now Tyler Rice has been able to clear himself. Travis Beaver gets clear of Colton Lanford as well. So Colton Lanford dropping back to 6th position right now. And Matt Knighties is back in 7th. Keith Lichtenwalder in that 68 car is up a couple spots now from where he started in 8th position. Mike Faith, after having some early issues there, is up into 9th. And then Dave Jones, we've seen him facing the wrong direction twice, but he's got that number 10 car up in 10th position.
Yeah, good save there, Mike Faith. Good save.
Good save as he gets a little bit squirrely there. But that is our top 10 as they run right now. We'll head back up front and check in on Josh Oswald. Cody Boehm is still right there with him.
And got a car that spins down into the infield, out of harm's way, so should not bring a caution out. Couldn't catch it. No, the 68 of Keith Lichtenwalder. And we got Dave Jones again, having some issues, and the caution has been brought out again.
We'll take a look at Dave Jones. And for all those that's watching on our Twitch channel or YouTube or wherever you've been watching, no, this isn't deja vu or some weird Twilight thing. This is the 3rd time we're going to watch Dave Jones spin himself out. Dave Jones is going to be all over me for saying that, isn't he?
Probably.
Oh, he gets into the corner and just spins that car out one more time. And sometimes with these street stocks, and you probably saw it there a little bit, we can go back and take a look one more time, is the suspension on these cars really, when you try to catch them, the body rolls so much they almost lift up. So it's hard to catch these when they do spin, and we'll see him go down into the corner here. Get what I'll call a typical loose. You know, the back end starts to step around. You'll see him begin to counter steer it here a little bit. And then you're going to watch the suspension and the body roll violently to one side. And that's the way these street stocks are built. If you get them sideways or out of control, they do not have the suspension in them to be able to kind of catch the car.
Yeah, you're really gonna have to do. You got to save it with the throttle, not the steering.
But we are just over halfway here, or about at the halfway point of the Smoke and Sam Motorsports 75 here tonight. Coming up to 39 laps complete of our scheduled 75. Definitely had our fair share of cautions here this evening, and I would tell you, most of them are just surprisingly been some car control issues, Jamie.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think we've really only had one incident that was a result of two cars getting into each other. We've had contact, but it's been somebody spun and collected somebody else. But yeah, I mean, you're right. The majority of the issues have just been maintaining control of the car, and that's a sign of over driving.
And it's a little surprising, to me at least. Watching practice and watching qualifying, we really weren't seeing that many car control issues. And we're seeing them a lot of them show up in the race here right now. And I think you're right. It's a little bit of overdriving. Guys just trying to get a little too much in corner entry or getting back to the throttle a little early. Well, the Jet gets a real good start there. Clears Cody Boehm by at least a car length. Sam Wetstein is trying to close up as well, but Cody Boehm closes right back up on the bumper of that 17.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to Sam Wetstein, who so far tonight has avoided the Brandon Wallace curse. Granted, he did not start on the front row, but Brandon still, had to bring it up and try to jinx him anyways. But Sam has done a really good job of keeping that car up to the front all night.
He has. He found his way up into. Well, he started in third. He's in third right now, so he's been able to maintain his track position all night long. Has looked strong. Once some of these cars have really gotten out. He got a new subscription from Charles Stevens, 84. Nice, 2 months.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely, we appreciate it, Charles. You the man.
I'll follow you into a wall anytime.
And here comes Brandon Wallace right on cue. With the race isn't over for Sam yet. So.
Oh my goodness. As we continue to watch Cody Boehm stalk our leader right now, Josh Stead Oswald, he's taking some different lines, trying to find what's going to work best to try to work his way around this 17 car. Watching him enter a little bit higher and really trying to get a drive off the corner, where the Jet's really maintaining his line, kind of hugging the inside and not really coming up off of that bottom whatsoever. That's good racing throughout the field here as cars have started to sort themselves out. We'll go back and maybe we shouldn't watch Dave Jones. Maybe we should just leave him alone for a little bit. Let him focus on keeping that car straight.
Yeah.
Let's go in. Let's go back and check in on the hit, man. I'm gonna catch all kinds of hell for that one. But Phil, the hitman Manzo, sit back in 12th position. Mike, oh my goodness, Mike Faith loops it again in front of a couple of drivers. Here come the leaders, and oh my goodness, I had to hold my breath there for a second. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to him. We're going to see him come off the corner, off of turn 4 there. Heads down on into turn 2, and again just starts chasing the rear end of that car. And just like Dave Jones, he tries to catch it, and that suspension snaps and sends him up the track. Luckily, no one else got collected in that. He was able to get the car moving again. So hopefully this will be a quick caution. Get back underway. Does look like that will trap him a lap down, though.
Yeah, he will be the first car a lap down in 13th position. I tell you, I'm not sure where Lanford Nation is at. They sure have been quiet tonight.
Yeah, we'll go back and take a look here. I do want to give a special shout out to Colton Lanford. Each and every week, that young man shows up with different paint schemes, and a lot of them very patriotic. And a lot of them are tributes to parts of his family and their service to our country. And this one here is in honor of his niece, who is stationed in Seoul, South Korea. So for those of you wondering why Colton Lanford, the Air Force guy, is running an Army car, there's your answer for this evening. And I just think it's so cool what he does each and every week, and the tributes he pays to his family and to the services, and quite honestly to our country.
Yeah.
And he's got a really cool looking Goat Locker sticker on the back of that thing too.
Yeah, absolutely. I really wanted to bring that in. Really wanted to tie that in when we were talking about the tasting the salty dog and all that, but I thought that might be going a little too far.
Fair, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's a family show, Jamie. It's a family show.
Mm. My wife was born in Seoul, Korea, so I can say that.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Hmm. We're just going to let everybody simmer on that one for a second. Use your wildest imaginations. Uh, we here at Go Locker Racing are equal opportunity insulters. Got to find ways to entertain ourselves. We have all these cautions here. The race is definitely winding down here a little bit. 22 laps left to go in the Smoking Sam Motorsport 75. This is the Magic Manzo Street Stock Series. 2 races left to go in the season here. And, great start by the Jet there. Kind of holds him up a little bit. Really kind of pinches Cody Bame up a little bit as well. Some great gamesmanship going on right there. Sam Wetstein now is trying to put the nose of his car underneath the 78. We're going to have to see if he's able to do anything. Tyler Rice is sneaking up in here as well. And we see the 64 from Matt Knights, who has worked his way up through the field. He's up 6 spots to the 5th position right now.
Yeah, we had a couple cars get turned there on the exit of 2, and the 44 of Phil Manzo is around, brings out the caution again. We avoided the caution there when the 2 cars got together, but Phil's on bad fortunes there brought the caution out one more time. But man, we really saw Sam Wetstein get pretty racy there on that restart. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, as we see here with the Hitman there, just kind of something we've typically seen all night long. To get into the corner, get back to that gas, and the rear end of that car steps out. Again, tries to catch it. That suspension compresses and just kind of sends that car almost in a straight line up towards the wall. But he's got the car pointed in the right direction. Won't lose a lap here, so get back underway. As we see Mike Vaith go around as the lucky dog, get his lap back, so that'll get him back out there and competing, and maybe he'll be able to pick up a couple spots here, as we've got 13 cars on the lead lap, and with only 2 cars a couple laps down, the 39 of Mikey Keller is down 3 laps at this point in time, and I believe Gene Watkinson finally just parked that car after all the issues he was having here this evening, because he is a lot of laps down.
Yeah, was definitely struggling tonight. Not sure if he just maybe wasn't prepared, maybe didn't get much practice in. Not sure what the case was there, but you know, we've seen some good runs lately from Gene, so
yeah,
definitely something was off tonight for sure. So hopefully he'll rebound next week and finish the season out strong.
Yeah, as we go back and take a look at the 55 car of Charlie Gates, hadn't had a chance to call his number here tonight, but he's up 7 spots to the 8th position, so having himself a quiet night, and sometimes that's the best thing to do. Just go out there and quietly have you a good night, move up through the field, and find yourself solidly within the top 10. If he can continue to move up here, he might be able to sneak up into the top 5. But somebody's going to definitely have a talk with Charlie Gates, as he's got the, I don't want to insult the man, but he's got the generic iRacing paint going on there. We've got to get him hooked up, one way or another. Get you some trading paints, whatever it is. A lot of guys out here paint some really cool looking cars, but having himself a great night. We enjoy having him over there at Goat Locker Racing as well. A lot of fun to race with, so good to see him out here tonight and having a good night. As again, the Jet gets another great restart there. Cody Bame is able to get away from Sam Wetstein this time, and now Tyler Rice has got that number 6 machine up on the outside of Sam Wetstein and is battling for 3rd position.
Brandon Wallace is wanting to know if the Goat Locker boys are going to be able to beat Jonah Colbert and Logan Sturgeon on Friday night, and I guess I'll answer that with a question. Is the sun going to come up?
tomorrow, tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes people just won't learn. We perform under pressure.
Yeah.
And there has not been too many occasions where, at least to my knowledge, and as many times as we've raced together, that we have not shown up to Phoenix International Speedway, and the good Jamie Barkis hasn't won that race. Been a good track for you for sure, and so yeah, we'll be ready.
Yeah, we'll definitely be ready. For either one of them to win, they're, how am I going to say this? they're going to have the absolute race of their life. I'll just say that.
Hey, and to be the champ, you got to go see the champ. And right now, that championship belt sits with Goat Locker Racing. So, and it's not going to go anywhere. But enough of the smack talking and all that other kind of crazy stuff. And there's some drunk guy in the chat right now thinking that some crazy stuff. And we're just entertaining. But back to racing here in the Smoking Sam Motorsports 75. We got 7 laps to go here, and I do not want to jinx it, but we're on a little bit longer of a green flag run than we've seen all night long. Some great racing up front. The Jet has really been able to put a little space in between him and Cody Bame, and Cody Bame is really trying to send it down into the corners to make up that ground. But the Jet, as we said, just being as smooth as he can be, keeping that car pointed in the right direction and getting that drive off. So as we continue to go here, we're going to kind of see if Cody Bame's going to be able to close that gap up as we have 5 laps left to go.
Yeah, and we have seen some green flag runs here tonight. I mean, the racing has definitely been better tonight than we have seen recently in this series. So hats off to these guys. I think the rule changes have had the desired effect. I mean, it's a tough little track, so some of the issues we're seeing is not to be unexpected.
Something happened to Charlie Gates now, and he's all the way back to 12th position and well off the pace. Lets the leaders go by at this point in time, as the battle for the win here tonight is starting to heat up between that 17 and 78 car.
Yeah, Cody Bowman's definitely closed up on Josh there.
And the battle for third is the same way. Sam Wetstein and Tyler Rice are nose to tail battling it out for that third position. But this time around, the white flag will come out. And 1 lap to settle this here tonight at the Bull Ring.
And Tyler Rice tried to get to the inside of Sam Wetstein, gets loose. I believe he was able to keep going, but he's definitely lost ground.
Yeah, and he gets loose again coming off the corner, chases that car up, sends it down there and a little bit deeper, but not able to make up the ground. And Josh the Jet Oswald is going to be our winner here tonight at the Smoking Sam Motorsports 75 from the Bull Ring. And he gets a congratulatory, yeah, that's a word, a little bump from Cody Bame there. But ran a really, really good race, and once he took control of it, he never looked back. Nope, and Dave Jones gets him. I'm not going to try to call the crash up derby here. He's going to attempt to get a few donuts in, and there comes Tyler Rice. There's Colton Lanford and the Hitman. There's Sam Wetstein, and he gets away again. He's going to try to get a few more donuts in. Sam Wetstein tries to get him. This is the most exciting thing to call. The crash up. Oh, 64 car. KO'd him. Oh, no, he's still going. He's missing a tire. He's smoking. Oh, Sam Wetstein gets into the side of him. Still missing a tire. Still going. Jet only needs 3 tires. That's all he needs.
That's right. Maybe they should start making him race with just 3 tires.
Well,
maybe even it up a little bit.
You never know here. Congratulations to him for sure on just a very solid race all night long. And you're right, Jamie. I mean, a good race. Definitely saw some green flag runs throughout. But let's go ahead and grab a hold of our race winner and have a talk with the Jet. Hey, Jet, it's Pat and Jamie up at the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you guys. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. Are you getting bored talking to us?
Never. I mean, I'm doing good, right?
It's a good thing, man. It's a good
Yeah.
thing. But man, congratulations on a hard fought win here tonight. We saw once you got around that the 78 car of Cody Bam and moved to the lead, you were really able to control this race from that point forward. So, kind of take us through your race here tonight and how you were able to bring home the win in that number 17 car.
Bullring's one of my favorite tracks, and I knew Cody and I would be about pretty even, but once I believe he missed a shift and was able to capitalize on that on one of the restarts, and then I was able to control the restarts, which is a big help here because there's such a wide range in which you can go from the pace car going off to the green flag, and I ran it as hard as I needed to run it to keep him behind me because I wanted to make sure I still had some tire at the end. Every time he got a little close, I do my best to protect the bottom and keep him behind me. Try running a little harder, but it was a good clean race this week.
Hey, Josh, congratulations on another win, man. You did an outstanding job tonight. We saw just about everybody in the field besides the top three here have issues with the cars just getting loose. How was the car handling tonight?
It's a tricky place especially with these street stocks. You really have to get your arc right through the corner. You have to back your entryway up, and then you have to ease back into the throttle. A lot of people tend to just smash the throttle and rip that wheel left, and it just upsets the cars too much of this track. It's really, really easy to over brake and spin out or over throttle and spin out off the corner. It's almost got to be on your tiptoes the whole race.
Yeah, man, that's exactly what it was looking like. So again, congratulations on another great win here. Anybody you need to thank? Shout out sponsors.
Like Magic Mike and Phil Hitman for keeping the Street Stock series going. You guys for taking care of the broadcast. I love going back and watching it every week. Big Frig Coolers and all my family and friends at home that watch.
Wow, outstanding, man. We always enjoy having you up in the booth and watching you get out there and race. And like JB said, man, congratulations on another solid win here tonight, man. And I guarantee we will be talking again soon.
I hope to make it 2 for 2 next week at Southern National.
There we go, man.
All right. Have a good one.
Yeah, always a good talking with him. He puts a lot into the Rebels League as a whole, and he does a lot for a lot of these series. So a lot of fun to watch him come out here and get some wins when he can get out here and race.
That's right.
So let's grab a hold of Cody. Hey, Cody, Pat and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4. What's up, guys?
Well, another solid night for you here tonight. You're definitely going to extend your points lead as you had a pretty good stranglehold on it there even before coming in tonight. But we saw you and the Jet go back and forth, and once he was able to get around you, it just didn't seem you were able to get back to him or find a way around him. So what do you think you needed to be able to get back around him and take home the win here tonight?
Just to get the car to work a little bit better on the outside. I think there was one run there where I restarted second and I was able to hang with him, but then it's almost like the tires got too hot and they just fell off. But he was definitely playing defense, and after last week, I wasn't trying to screw us up again. So, but he definitely did use last week to his advantage, and I can't blame him. So it was a hell of a race, though. Had a good time.
Hey, Cody, man, congratulations. Strong finish yet again. Nice second place. We saw a lot of handling issues tonight from just about everybody in the field except from the top three. You guys looked like you were on rails. How was the car handling for you, and what do you contribute to a lot of the issues we saw tonight?
I mean, the track was slick for sure, but maybe just because the Josh, myself, and Sam. I mean, we've raced against each other a bunch of times, and we were racing tight for a little bit there. But when the tires were cold, we knew to not to pinch each other down and do anything like that. I feel like in the back, maybe they were just trying to get to the front and maybe just doing a little bit more than their cars could handle. And I understand that, but at the same time, it kind of stinks when we have a a caution fest like we did tonight. But it's short track racing. What can you do?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. But that being said, I liked everything you said. I'm not trying to take anything away from that. But really, tonight there was a lot of green flag racing tonight, much more than we've seen in previous weeks. So I think the new rules, the rule changes, really has helped that, maybe making guys think. But again, congratulations on that second place finish. Anybody you need to thank? Shout out sponsors.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Josh Oswald for not beating me to a pulp when I saw him on Wednesday after I wrecked him last week on accident. That's about it, though.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Right.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the second place finish. Like I said, you do extend your points lead here, so we'll be heading into next week, and hopefully we'll be talking to you then again soon.
I hope so, guys. You guys have a good one.
All right, brother. Thanks for not beating me to a pulp. And the Jet's not a small man, so that's probably a good shout out there, Cody. Let's grab Sam Wetstein here, our third place finisher, and have a chat with him. Hey, Sam, it's Pat and Jamie up at the booth. You got a coffee?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty dang good, man. We saw you all night long, just solidly within the top three. I mean, started third, finished third, and a couple times it looked like you may or may had something for those front running cars. But what do you think you needed here to be able to sneak up there and maybe take a win here tonight?
I needed Brandon Wallace to lose his internet. No,
we all do, Sam. We all need him to lose his internet.
I've had a long streak of stepping on my toes, and I think I had a couple of good restarts. I could have stuck with them. I was running real cautious in the corners because I didn't want to step on it tonight, and I thought, for the most part, running third most of the night, if I could just hold on to that and try to do something at the end. And it didn't work out that way, but the streak I've had this season, third is pretty nice for me.
Yeah, Sam, congratulations on the third place finish, man. And I think you just nailed it in that answer right there. You did an outstanding job running a smart race tonight. You really took care of the car. We saw you get really racy. You got to the inside of the 78 before the caution had come out there, one of the later runs. So, man, you looked really good tonight. And as I just asked the other two, the top three, you guys looked like your cars were just completely different than everybody else in the field. We saw a lot of spins. Almost just about everybody else in the field besides you guys had issues with the car being really loose. How was that car handling for you tonight? And what do you think contributed to a lot of the issues that the rest of the field had?
The car was running great. If you hit your marks right and had your throttle control right, you could run through the corner like crazy. We ran some really fast speeds in practice that didn't come through in qualifying. I was disappointed with that. But when I got a great restart on that one and had Cody to my outside and was trying to race him hard, and he got a little harder into the corner because of how cautious I was being. So I kind of backed up a little bit and let him go so that we didn't wreck out and go to the back. Some of the other guys, I think probably some of it's not running here before. And this track is real sensitive to hitting your marks. And if you don't, I did it in practice. I thought I was hitting everything perfect, and I get back on the throttle at the same place I did the previous times, and I would spin out. So I just missed it by a little bit.
Right on, man. Well, again, congratulations. Third place. You get to talk to us tonight. We've probably been waiting a long time to get to have you up here with us, so that's great for us. Brandon Wallace is in the chat, and he says congrats on a good finish. So anybody you need to thank, shout out, sponsors.
Thank you, Brandon. Yeah, of course, our series sponsors, Magic Mike Motorsports, Hitman Motorsports, Kinder Farm and Ranch, Garrett Kinder, Seth Grips up there doing race control tonight. Thank you guys. Shappy Edits, Smil Racing Designs, Chuck, P&J Motorsports. You guys for doing the broadcast, doing a great job. My son, Zach, for getting me into this a little over a year ago and having a great time with it. I've learned a lot from him and Garrett Kinder and Josh Oswald and Jason Warren have been really helpful with me on the Wednesday and Thursday night Thunderstruck Super Series, and yeah, it's a lot of fun finally I get to come up and talk to you guys. That's the highlight of my night.
Well, I'm glad we could be the highlight of your night. I'm also sad that this is the highlight of your night, but talking to us
Yeah.
two idiots. But we appreciate it for sure, and glad to finally bring you up in the booth, man. Congratulations on a great third place finish, and Sam, I'm sure we'll be talking to you again soon.
Hopefully soon. Thank you.
All right, brother. Yeah, that's the highlight of your night, man. You need to find another night.
Yeah, man. If this is going downhill from here, whew.
That's, you're in a bad way, man. So, if you can't
man.
make fun of yourself, who can you make fun of? For us, everybody. All right, so moving on. What a great race. I mean, I agree with you, Jamie. I think the rule changes, as we talked at the beginning of the race, were the right move. I do think it cleaned up some of the racing. We definitely had our fair share of cautions, but those were more car control issues. Those weren't guys beating and banging into each other or dive bombing off into the corner. We just had some car control issues tonight. But once they got spaced out a little bit and some of the guys got that under control, we did have some green flag racing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we actually got to see them race tonight, and some nights we really don't. So I thought it was a great race. It was an entertaining race. Saw a lot of competition there up at the front. So man, line up and do it again next week.
Absolutely, man. As the series is winding itself down, we'll look at the results from tonight's race. Again, congratulations to Josh the Jet Oswald and that number 17 machine from Full Send Racing for winning another race here tonight at the Bull Ring. And our second place car, Cody Bame, and then Sam Watstein rounding out the podium finishes here tonight. Tyler Rice and Travis Beaver both recovered pretty well there. I know we saw Travis Beaver kind of get wrapped up and round out our top five for Landfordation. Colton brings that number 25 car home in sixth position. And some other great runs throughout the field there as we picked on Dave Jones quite a bit there. But ends up bringing that number 10 machine home in eighth place. Phil the Hitman Manzo back in 11th. Charlie Gates back at 12th. Finishes one lap down there after having a very solid run here this evening. So some good runs throughout the field. And yeah, we've got one race left to go in the Street Stock Series before we crown our champion. As we take a look at the schedule coming up right now, we will be at Southern National Speedway for 75 laps to crown our champ. As we said, though, Cody Bame's got a pretty good stranglehold on the points lead here, and I think we'll be talking to him one way or another next week for sure. But for everybody that tunes in on the Goat Locker Racing Network, we do truly appreciate it. From Colton Lanford to Mama Ellingson to Brandon Wallace. Yes, Brandon, we actually do like having you around. To Charles Stevens Jr. and everybody else that tunes in. We sure do appreciate it. It helps support all the things that we're doing and working with the veteran companies we do and the veteran nonprofits. So truly appreciate everything. Got a great week of racing coming up. Wednesday night, we will be with the Super Late Models in Maple Ridge Racing. Be sure to tune in for that. That has been some phenomenal racing. Thursday night, we have our second recruiting race for Goat Locker Racing Truck Series. So be sure to tune in, and if you can, get behind the wheel of one of those trucks and come join us. Should be a lot of fun there as we are gearing up for season number 2. Friday night, Jamie. Oh, man. Championship night. Friday night. Me, you, Logan Sturgeon, and Jonah Colbert will decide the Xfinity Championship at Phoenix Speedway on Friday night. So please be sure to tune in at 8 o'clock and root us on there as both Jamie and I were able to get into the Final Four last week at Richmond. So time to bring that championship belt home to Goat Locker Racing for the second year in a row. Really looking forward to Friday night. And then obviously after that come rain, shine, championships or tiers. We'll be with the ARCA Series late Friday night, and then Sunday, as always, with the Rebel Truck Series. So again, thanks to everybody that tunes in, and we will see you all on Wednesday night with Maple Ridge Racing.